The globe like Earth, with all its weight inside its physical body, continues to revolve non-stop around the sun, even while floating in its eternal voyage. It may be possible one day, on our part as well, to roam in the sky and rotate like planets. As a living object, it has been possible for man to make airplanes, Sputniks, and rockets to travel through the sky. Man himself must own the same skill and energy to follow the suit. If only man would undertake due exercise in this regard very seriously, it would be a pity to think in the negative. If machines and plants made by human hands can show such performance, then why man himself cannot do the same, being the owner of endless energy and capability? Since a machine is devoid of any sense or willpower or energy of its own, can we not expect the creator of the machine has many times the power and energy in himself? Every living being possesses unlimited energy compared to the Apollo. Unfortunately, there is a class of brokers or middlemen who are creating hurdles before men to proceed ahead towards the goal, as they are being robbed of their strength of nerve by spreading the net of superstition. This middle class are robbing them of their strength and go on constantly with their game of exploitation. You don't mind if I say that people are being deprived of their free and easy movement towards a bright future, just as it happens to a motor car when the petrol, that is, the driving force, is adulterated by a heavy dose of water. Man may feel that he has lost all nerve and capacity to work, as may be essentially required for the achievement of the desired progress. Though it seems apparently a fact of the matter, but in reality it is the culmination of a long-drawn conspiracy perpetrated by the self-interested group who even dare to misinterpret the lessons of the Vedas and other related religious scriptures, other moral treatises on politics and economics and social philosophy. If creation is to be noble, the Creator too must have to be nobler. The ocean seems boundless, yet we can see and gauge it with a pair of tiny eyes. The frail body of man, measuring only 5 feet or so in height, is performing jobs of great importance. Although man can go ahead by virtue of inner strength, the self-interested intermediate groups are creating tough hurdles and resistance on their way ahead. Ultimately, people have fallen prey to superstitions and allurements. Rampant adulteration may be seen going on all around. People are becoming impoverished, powerless, and helpless. Such a situation was created not in a day, but through a long-drawn course of huge, flawed designs in the course of thousands of years of our history. Dearth of food and other essential items required to satisfy the needs of our life, as we face today, were created stage by stage over a long period of time. Even the Vedas were deliberately misinterpreted. The holy scriptures too were downgraded, and the present situation of social unrest and complications facing people's life, or the falling standard of human relationship, all these seem to have reached an almost irreversible low point. But I have faith in the benevolent capability of man. Nature's phenomena like light, wind, natural elements, water, etc. cannot be held up for long by creating obstructions. So also man's potentiality to proceed towards the ideal destination is also endless and unstoppable. It can be observed that the course of development of the human physique from birth to his death could be totally affected except that man is losing vitality of youth because of the pressure of the dark forces of corruption, greed, exploitation, and other antisocial practices. Even then, nature continues in its own way of rotation. The functional seasons of nature, like summer, the rains, winter, etc., are visiting this earth in the same old order and sequence. As such, it is also possible for me to go ahead following the predesigned and destined course. There may be obstructions erected by superstitions, but certainly those can be removed also by our own effort, and then we will be able to resume our onward journey again in full force. You see, man has aspired constantly to conquer the inhibitions of nature and reach the distant planets and stars by physical effort. At last, man's supreme will and sincere efforts met with success by the use of dauntless urge and will force to go ahead and reach the aspired target. We shall overcome and win. That is our motto. Our line of journey towards a successful future is invariably correlated with nature's own brave course. We must also strive for a proper comprehension of this vast universe, its emergence, its functioning, its role and significance, and many other aspects, such as we study various features on the map or consult arithmetical calculations. Such studies will help us understand the significance of creation, and if we succeed in understanding the true significance of this great universe, it will help us in our efforts to adjust ourselves with the eternal functioning of nature in this universe. But our journey would not be very easy because the path before us is spread over a hostile hilly terrain. We shall have to cross curves and circuits and twists all the way. You will feel exhausted to cover even little distance because of the unfavorable topography that may even bring diffidence, and you will even feel frustrated at times. Yet you must also strive on and on, so that you may be able to climb the top through such toil, stress, and exhausting a lot of your time. This universe will also appear like a challenge before you, with countless issues and mysteries to be resolved and settled by yourself. Thus, your tireless efforts to meet the great challenge of nature, with a view to revealing the queries and complications that conjoin our very existence, progress, and decay. As you proceed, solving knotty issues appearing at different cross and junctions on the way, you will one day find yourself at the cherished goal and become one with the supreme universal being. The planets and stars, with all their energy and mystery, will become easily accessible to you and facilitate a sojourn thereupon.
Thakur, are you hopeful of a return to the days of the Vedas?
It does not in any way depend on the wishful thinking or optimism of individuals. Rather, it is for us to uncover the hidden treasures. I am confident that the Vedic atmosphere can be recreated by our own urge and genuine efforts. Go ahead with sincere work, rather than depend on chance, or luck, or any tricks. That is what the Vedas tell us to do. No role was ever assigned to indefinite luck or fortune. Stress was always on man's good work, because everything can be obtained and conquered by earnest, yet tiresome efforts. As I have already said, obstructions are there, yet you must not feel retarded Rather, you will feel re-energized and thus overcome the waves. Let us then go ahead with a genuine spirit of unity and cooperation, following the lessons of the Vedas. In this way, we shall be able to achieve success. I am confident about that. The Vedic tenets are truly scientific. There is no scope for any attitude of revolt, disregard, or belligerence against those versions. However, our function should be to control and fight against those vociferous groups who continue to suppress and dominate over the society. Games are rampant on all sides to spread a trap for catching hold of people and fatten own groups or flatten a particular community. Such one-sided growth results in disaster, as happens to the boat overloaded on one of its two sides. Passengers should cooperate and share equal stress with each other to facilitate an easy flow of the boat's journey. But unfortunately, that spirit is lacking today. Those who are forcing uneven placement of load on the boat are squarely responsible for all those disastrous social disharmony and disunity. Such a situation developed in the country in the course of a few hundred years now. We like to protest and oppose such harmful efforts. The Vedas proclaimed a classless society, a common religion, a common nation, and a common policy for all. But we now find the dominance of the spirit of groupism under a party banner. Communalism and separatism are also gaining in strength. This is totally against the Vedic spirit of harmony and coherence. Today, everything in relation to religion and politics exposes the fact that the dominating spirit is disharmony and exclusiveness. That's why all our equations and efforts fail to yield any good result. We wish a renaissance based on the Vedic mission. Then only we shall see people going around with smiling faces. The society too will change towards the better, and all the effects, gifts, and facilities received from nature will be accepted and shared by all with sincere accord. Those who are operating in a spirit of discrimination and lopsided development must be removed from the scene for ensuring the security and growth of the society. People will be allowed to live and grow in an atmosphere of equality and mutuality. They will be welded to the true mission of the Vedas. I would like to say emphatically that they would succeed in their honest efforts for a happy life if they abide by the holy directives.